Hello everybody. In this presentation of Road Safety Pioneers Educational Road Safety presentation, I want to talk about the Road Safety Audit. That is a very effective measure to uh, predict and prevent crashes before they happen on the roads and all over the world. Different engineers and organizations are using this method to reduce the number of fatalities on their road network. There are several definitions on road safety audit. For example, in Federal Highway Administration in US, RSA is defined as a road safety audit is a formal safety performance examination of an existing or future road or intersection by an independent audit team. Also in the New Zealand and the NZTA, they define it as a term used internationally to describe an independent review of future road projects to identify anything that may affect the road safety. The audit team considers the safety of all road users and qualitatively qualitatively reports on road safety issues and opportunities to improve road safety. So you can see in this definition it has been stressed on the all road users. So all type of road user are important when you're doing an RSA. The key objective of road safety audit can be summarized as delivering completed projects that contribute towards a safe road system that is increasingly free of death and serious injury by identifying and ranking potential safety concerns for all road users and others affected by a road project. A road safety audit is not intended to be a substitute for a quality control review or a judgment of the quality of the project or a compliance check with the standards and guidelines or a design of a project or an informal check or a means of ranking of or comparing one project or option over another. So mainly the essential elements of road safety audits are the audit focuses on the road safety aspects of the project and is carried out by people who are independent of the client, is very important, and designer or contractor, and is carried out by people with appropriate experience and training and who understand the safe system approach, and is a formal documented process and considers all potential road user and records a formal documented response from the client. These are very essential elements, and without even one of these elements, we can call it a complete road safety audit, and all of them are important to be considered when you are planning for a RSA of your project or existing road. The cost of a road safety audit and the consequent cost of changing a design are significantly less than the cost of remedial treatment after works has been constructed or the social cost of road crashes. It is easy to change design plans than to move or alter construction works. However, conducting post-construction road safety audits is still important as the cost of any remedial work may well be less than the cost of crashes that may arise. And also, well-documented experience in Europe, Australian SFA shows that RSAs are both effective and cost-beneficial as a proactive safety improvement tool. For example, Surrey County, United Kingdom study found that after implementation, the average number of fatal and injury crashes at project sites that were audited fell by 1.2 1.225 crashes per year, from 2 to around zero point 0.8 crashes per year. And also, while the post-implementation reduction in crashes at comparable non-audited site was only 0.26 crashes per year, from 2.6 to 2.34 crashes per year. So it's very important to know that there are many benefits of RSA, such as help achieve the objective of a safe system by providing a safer road network and with the self-explaining roads, and also minimizing the risk of high severity crashes that may result from design deficiencies in a proposed road project, and also minimize the need for network and physical remedial works caused by road safety deficiencies at the various stages of project development, and reduce the whole of life cost of the project, and improve the awareness and contribute to improvement in safe design practice. Road safety audits are applicable to all types of road projects and all types of roads. Or projects can be as small as pedestrian crossing, a set of road humps, or as large as a motorway. The scope of audit ranges from everything within the road corridor to specific fatalities such as those for cyclists and pedestrians, and may be located within a public road, other public property, or private property. All projects can benefit from a road safety audit. For example, road safety, major divided roads, expressways, reconstruction and realignments, intersection upgrades, pedestrian and cycle routes, as mentioned before, and temporary traffic management schemes, and local area traffic management schemes as commercial area, residential area, streets, and the component parts, and also intelligent transport system, different types of ITS and subdivision roles. So there is a there are different types of benefits you may achieve by doing an RSA on different type of roads. After accepting that we need an RSA, we need the RSA audit, it would be good, also a good question to know that when to undertake a road safety audit. There are different stages, or you can run in different project milestones, such as at the concept stage, that is a part of a business case, and the scheme or preliminary design stage is a part of pre-implementation, and detailed design stage could be again a pre-implementation or implementation stage, and the pre-opening or post-construction stage. That so mostly different stages of your road project you can undertake a road safety audit and benefit from that. These stages should not be seen as rigid, as all projects are not the same, and smaller projects will not always follow all development stages. These stages of road safety audit should match the project's complexity and actual development stages. However, the earlier an audit is undertaken, the easier and less expensive it is to make changes. So a road safety audit only at the post-construction stage should be avoided, as often it's too late to make significant improvements if required. Also, it is recommended that each road controlling authority and the requirement for road safety audit of project in appropriate policy documents, including but not limited to asset plan, safety management system, and development codes. As a minimum, it is recommended to road safety audit be undertaken at the design stage for all works within a public space, for requirements specific to particular road controlling authority, refer to the policy of that authority. You can see at the project development cycle that we will have indicated business case, detailed pre-implementation, but for the project design cycle, we'll have options development, concept, preliminary design, specimen or detailed design and construction. And for project safety audit milestones, we have concept, preliminary design, detailed design, and pre-opening or post-construction. You may find in different references more or less the same, or they may have one more stage or two more stages, but the all general concept is the same in different references, and the start with the concept, and the mainly the last stage is post construction. Conducting an RSAs and implementing their recommended safety improvements in design estimated to typically cost 5% of our engineering design fees. So it's not so much comparing to what may happen at the end, and different costs from accident and social cost of that. So it's highly recommended to do an RSA just before, in very early stages of your road project. And like I said earlier, in the road project, of course, in this life cycle, results in less implementation costs than later in the process, such as during detailed design or construction. So you can see at this picture that for the life cycle, we have planning, preliminary design, detailed design, works on traffic plan, changes in design during construction and pre-opening. But as it's possible, it's better to start safety concerns and road safety audits in early stage as possible. In almost all the references for road safety audit, we have these 8 steps for identify project. In step 1 is identify project or road in service to be audited, and in the step 2 we have select the RSA team, and for the third we have conduct a pre-audit meeting to review the project, and in the step 4 we have performed field reviews and under various conditions. For example, this is the objective of project data review is to gain insight in the project or existing road and prepare for the field visit and identify areas of safety concerns. The fifth step is conduct audit analysis and prepare report of findings. As a result of this step, the safety issues are identified and prioritized, and suggestions are made to reducing the degree of safety risk. The step 6 will be present audit findings of project to project owner or design team. That's very important thing. It's very useful for what will happen in the continuation of the project. So in this step, audit team orally represent the key RSA findings to the project owner and design team in order to facilitate the understanding of RSA findings, not only writing report and send to them, but they should present it orally. At the seventh step, we have prepare formal responses. So once submitted, the formal responses becomes an essential part of the project documentation. It outlines what actions the project owner and or design team would take in response to each safety issue listed in the RSA report, and why some of the RSA suggestions could not be implemented. The step 8, the final step, we do incorporate findings into the project when appropriate, and this findings ensures that the correct measures outlined in the response report and are completed as described and in the time frame documented. Also in this picture you can see that there are different types of road safety audits grouped by phase and stage. So For different phases, we have pre-construction, construction, post-construction, and development project, road safety audits, and for RSA stages. For example, for pre-construction, we have in planning, preliminary design, and detailed design. So from top to bottom, we have less opportunity for design change, and from bottom to top, we have more major issues addressed by the audit. RSA champions will devote energy to driving the RSA implementation forward, and who are empowered by management to do so are critical to getting a successful RSA program started. A top-down approach typically includes piloting RSA project, development of formal RSA policy, and continued monitoring, refinement, and promotion of the RSA process. In general, we have different steps. So integration of RSA as a component of a comprehensive road safety management system in jurisdiction requires several equally important elements like management commitment and agreed upon policy, informed project manager, and ongoing training program and skilled auditors. So generally, top-down strategies is recommended for introduction of RSA. As we talked about that before, we need to start the RSA with a team. But while skills in road safety engineering are the most crucial attribute, road safety audit teams should process balance the skills appropriate to the individual project. In some instances, road safety audit by one person can be appropriate, but it depends on their skill and experience. It is recommended that using a one-person team just to reduce the cost of conducting a road safety audit should be avoided. The cost of undertaking a road safety audit relative to its potential benefits and client confidence that road safety has been fully considered is considered small and hence highly cost effective. For each road safety audit, one person in audit team should be appointed as a road safety audit team leader to manage the team and process. The client should appoint the audit team following discussion with the team leader. The team leader shall ensure that the audit team or individual has the necessary skill and experience appropriate to the complexity and type of project being audited. The most appropriate size of a road safety audit team depends on the audit task, so there is no optimum number of people suggested, and the benefit of having an audit team rather than a single person include the diverse backgrounds and experience, knowledge, and the approaches of the different people, and also the cross-fertilization of ideas. That's very important. When you're writing a report, you discuss from different angles. You look at the project and its deficiency is a very fruitful discussion at this area at this stage, and also simply having more than one pair of eyes is really helps your project to have at least two auditors, not only based on one person opinions. Of course, RSA teams must have different skills before completely educated and also experienced auditors we need to the RSA. Uh, include an experienced road design engineer who's familiar with current road design standards and can visualize the layout in three dimension, and also a specialist in any unusual aspect of the project, or a big picture view is important, taking the potential for wider implications to other road user and to the adjoining network or interface. Also, it must include person familiar with the types of details recorded in the project, person with expertise in motorway design, traffic signal, and cycle facilities and different things like that. And they must be able to critically examine the details and consider including members such as a police officer who has experience in traffic and safety and advocate for pedestrian or cyclists, a maintenance engineer or someone familiar with traffic control devices. So mainly, we are looking at including team members with the concept and scheme, preliminary design stages and detailed design stage and pre-opening or post-cons as and post-construction stage. So it's very important to uh, picking selecting the person want to do your ISA, and a very crucial to select person that are skilled and experienced in this area. The client or designer should provide the road safety audit team with the all the project information, preferably at least 1 week before the audit is undertaken. Drawings and documents appropriate to the audit and the other supporting information would normally include information on the project scope and objective, stage, and scope of the road safety audit, previous audits, sponsors, client decisions, project assessment report, traffic data, crash data, and also design report or statement covering the standards adopted. The road safety audit team should complete the necessary health and safety requirements briefing and be adequately equipped with safety vests, cameras, measuring equipment, and whatever else they will need. The inspection should include adjacent section of road so that interface and consistency with the project are considered. Inspections should be undertaken in the range of traffic and environmental conditions likely to be expected where possible. Both not nighttime and daytime inspection are desirable, with nighttime inspection being essential in the post-construction stage. And during the inspection, the highway checklist can be referenced to ensure that no concerns are overlooked and observe practice that experienced auditor use the checklist as a backup at the end of his inspection, while less experienced auditors will use the checklist throughout the inspection. And the inspection are the key component of road safety audit and recommended for each stage of an audit, and also provides the opportunity to see how the proposal interacts with its surroundings and to visualize impediments and conflicts for all road users. After finishing the field visit, maybe the most important part of any RSA is report writing. The primary task of the road safety audit report is to report on aspects of the project which involve road safety concerns and to make recommendation about corrective actions. The road safety concerns should be listed in a logical order with a numbering system that makes them easy to refer to in follow reports. One way of doing this is to list the items in the order given in the appropriate checklist. Also, our road safety concept identified in the report should be sufficiently important to require action. Issues from previous road safety audit reports that have been responded to and a decision made by the client do not need to be repeated in subsequent audits. Also, the report should not be cluttered with trivial matters. Aspects like amenity or aesthetics, which are unrelated to road safety, should not be mentioned. Likewise, traffic capacity issues should not be discussed unless they have a bearing on road safety. To help the designers and clients gauge the importance of the road safety concerns raised, a simple ranking system is desirable. By the nature, road safety audit reports appear to be negative documents as they typically raise only concerns. Positive design elements are not necessarily mentioned, as the assumption is that all designs contain good elements. However, notable or excellent elements which improve safety can be mentioned if appropriate. So, recommendation may indicate the nature or direction of a solution, but they do not specify the details of how to solve the concern, only in brief and general recommendation. And so, responsibility for the solution rests with the designer. Here you can find sample contents of a RSA report, and mainly contain the following information: an introduction, title, brief description of the road safety audit process undertaken, clear statement of what is being audited, road safety audit team names and affiliation, who is the team leader, and other members that I've had the dates that the road safety audit was carried out, in on how many days, which dates, and a brief description of the project and its objectives. And the second section, mainly we have the project information, list of drawings, documents made available for the audit, and other supporting information used, plans which identify the extent of work. In the next part, we'll have findings and recommendations, the most important part, and sequential listing of safety concerns, recommendation, photos would be very useful in this part, and annotating findings on a suitable set of plans where emphasis is desirable. Also, ranking of concerns to aid designers and project managers, and referencing systems so that the findings are easily identified, or using a checklist or based on the checklist. And the next part will have the formal statement. The draft report should be circulated to team members for comment, review, and agreements. And as the road safety audit team has a position of independence, a draft of the report doesn't have to be provided to the client or designer for comment. Signed and dated statement by the auditors. And the next and last part, we will have responses and decision reporting, record of the designer response, safety engineer response, client decision, and action taken for each item in the road safety audit report. And it is expected that the report will remain a live document until all items have been decided, and the final report signed by the project manager. And the final report with responses and decision forwarded to the client to record designer's response and client's decisions. So in brief, in this picture you can see different the process of a road safety audit process, and the 8 step of that, and responsibility for RSA team and design team and project owner. For example, the first and two stages are identify projects, select RSA team, and then RSA teams starts the work, conduct a startup meeting, perform field reviews, analyze and perform reports on findings, present findings to the owner, and again the final stage of 7 and 8, they prepare a formal response, and at the end incorporate findings. So it's the process that we will have in RSA project from start to the end. Here you can see the sample checklist that the auditor may use. You can see in the first column is issue, and yes or no, and comment. So when they are using the checklist during their field visit. They have look to different road safety related issues for different type of road users we discussed before. So for example here we in the part 3 we have a cyclist, have the needs of cyclists been satisfactorily considered, especially at intersections or not, if yes or no, and comment. So mainly if we say no, we may have some comments. And other question, have cycle lanes or shared paths been considered? Are cycle lanes of standard or adequate design? And in the fourth part, we have for motorcyclists, we will warning or delineation be adequate for motorcyclists, or has barrier curb been avoided in higher speed areas or not for equestrians and stocks. Also we have some question for freight and also public transport. For different type of road we should check the road as we mentioned before at daylight and also at night time to make sure that different parts of the roads and also nearby infrastructures are designed and or will be implemented safe. And in the last page of my presentation, you may see some sample of what you may see in a report. And in the top, you can see a type of report that mentions the location and the deficiency that in this case is restricted site distances at private accesses and intersections. And they have used in the sample report the ranking that A is the highest priority, and B and C we will have B and C. So uh, A is for urgent action, and B and C may be implemented, and they may have responses from the design team or route owner, and at the after doing or taking this action on these A ranked deficiencies. So after the ranking, we'll have some recommendation of possible measures to correct the design, or how just a recommendation. And after having a response from the owner or the team design team, they may have different responses and take a different action to as a remedial measure. Also on the bottom you may see the possible countermeasures, and in this case we have countermeasure with the estimated cost, and also crash reduction, mainly from other resources mentioned in different instances, and some illustrations of the location. So for example, in this case we have removing bus stops from the main flow, that since we have a $3 icons, it means that is really costly, high cost. And for example, construction of pedestrian footpaths and from bus stops, it may be medium cost to high cost action. And for the crash reduction, we have 34 to 90% reduction. And we will also we have as we mentioned the picture of the location with the mentioned deficiency, road safety deficiency. Oh, thank you very much for being with us in this presentation. Hope it has been useful for you, and it has been a start to this topic. Also, there are different topics and different details about each item you may find on the internet, or you may contact us via this email, or using our website safetyforall.org. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now. Bye.